Welcome to Capital City News, your connection to Salt Lake City government. I'm your host, Poonam Kumar. Today we'll hear from Tara Olson with the Salt Lake City Public Services Department to learn more about the city's efforts to keep the roads safe and plowed during the winter. And our History Minute this week is the story behind Native American sculptor Allan Houser and the May We Have Peace statue at Washington Square. Let's start off by checking out what's been happening in the city. Mayor Ralph Becker and Councilman Luke Garrett were among city officials at the groundbreaking for the initial phase of the First Step House, a substance abuse and treatment facility which includes treatment for veterans. Last week, Mayor Becker traveled to Austin, Texas, where he was inaugurated as the new president of the National League of Cities. This organization is dedicated to helping city leaders build better communities. Mayor Becker was elected to a one-year term to help shape the direction of the organization. This is truly an honor for Salt Lake City. Sod is being laid at the new regional athletic complex, and the field, long in the making, is finally starting to take shape. Competitive play is planned on beginning for next year's season, and city residents couldn't be more excited. We all love the snow in the winter, and in Salt Lake City we get our fair share of it. But when it collects on the roads, it can cause a safety issue for people on the streets. To talk to us more about how to deal with the monumental task of clearing our roads, we went to Salt Lake City's Public Services Department to learn more.
We're here at the streets field where we have all of our plows lined up. There's approximately 45 plows we have in our fleet. Our snow plows in Salt Lake City drive approximately 1,858 road lane miles. That's more road lane miles than driving from Salt Lake City to St. George and back 3 times. And then on the average snow season, our plows travel a total of 80,000 miles, which turns out to be the equivalent of driving the circumference of the Earth 3.2 times. There are about 90 employees that work 24/7 on 12-hour rotations. And these are employees that work year-round. You know, they're the ones that are repairing your potholes, coming out and repairing concrete, and they turn into snow drivers, and they help us out, and they form a team, and they work nonstop to keep the roads safe for all of us.
My name is Parviz Rokhva, and I'm the Director for Street Division in Public. Salt Lake City is represented in this map. This is the entire city, North, Central, and South District for snow. But all of these roads that you can distinguish or see here are either colored red, blue, or they have no color on them. Those are the priority systems. These areas now are subdivided with different colors. The North District happened to be subdivided into 9 sections. Each one of these sections would receive, as assigned, their own equipment and their own drivers. We stay with all our resources on priority 1 roads. We focus on that as soon as we're starting to deploy and do snow removal, and we stay on them until they're safe enough for us and they're under control to then start moving on blue, do the same thing, and then we end up in residential areas. Why priority 1s? Because by experience, knowledge, and a lot of input from the different divisions in the Salt Lake City area, we have identified the red color streets as to be the minimum network of streets that we need to have to make sure the city is functioning. Essential services are provided that people can attend to their day-to-day. Every bit of that is planned, organized, and there is nothing that we're gonna leave out. So, pending on the storm, pending on the temperatures, we might get to you a little sooner, a little later. We ask you to be patient. As we have provided this service over many, many decades, we know what needs to happen first, second. We will get to you, and we will keep the city safe.
We'd be happy to answer any questions or take comments if you'd like to call us at our customer service office at Public Services. Our streets department also has a customer service office you can call, or visit our website. It's a one-stop shop website for anything snow related, whether it's snow removal programming, our sidewalk shoveling, or if you'd like to track our snowplows in real time. They're outfitted with GPS, and you can see where they're at, where they've been, and if they're in your area. It's a great resource.
And now it's time for our History Minute.
On the northeast corner of Washington Square is a bronze statue of a Native American offering a pipe up to the sky. Hundreds walk by it daily, but few know its story, and even fewer realize it might be one of the most important works of art on display in all of Salt Lake City. It was sculpted by Allan Houser, a Chiricahua Apache painter, sculptor, and illustrator who was born in 1914 and passed away in 1994. His first major commission was a pair of murals inside the main interior building in Washington, D.C., alongside artists like Maynard Dixon and William Gropper. In 1949, Houser's art earned him a Guggenheim Fellowship in Sculpture and Painting. Afterward, he accepted a job teaching art in Utah at the Intermountain Intertribal School for the next 11 years. In 1985, he presented the United Nations with a bronze sculpture called Offering of the Sacred Pipe. In 1992, he became the first Native American to receive a National Medal of the Arts. May We Have Peace was the reason for his last visit to Washington, D.C. before his passing, where he presented the bronze sculpture to then First Lady Hillary Clinton for installation at the vice presidential residence. But in 2002, as the Olympics came to Salt Lake City, the Allan Houser estate loaned 19 works of art for display during the event. The Salt Lake Foundation made it their goal to acquire permanently this casting of the important statue. Other castings of May We Have Peace are placed in major museum collections around the United States, including the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C.
That's it for this week's episode of Capital City News, your connection to Salt Lake City government. Be sure to tune in next time to keep up to date on what's happening in the city. For Salt Lake City TV, I'm Poonam Kumar.